Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Pooja Kapoor, consultant pediatric neurologist, Paras Hospital, Gurgaon, director and co founder, Continua Kids. So, today, let's have a word on feeding problem in autism spectrum disorder. So, it is well known fact that more than three-fourths of the children with autism spectrum disorder has feeding problem. So, what are the causes of these feeding problem? So, first is sensory concerns. He may not like the smell or the consistency, texture, appearance, the color, the temperature of the food which you are serving. And this may be related to his sensory phenomena. So, you have to discuss that with your occupational therapist and find out whether this has any co occurrence because of the sensory phenomena. The second is behavioral concerns. So once you put the food, he just wants to keep it in one side of his mouth and just don't want to chew and swallow. So he likes that. So this is his behavior. Second, he may have like after you give the food, he just likes to vomit. So he'll say, oh, oh. And after the food, he just wants to have that feeling of vomiting and he may vomit also. That again is a behavior. Third cause is pica eating. So that means eating of non-food items. So that means like eraser, pencil, some metal, glass, the corners of the table or wood, whatever, apart from food. So pica eating basically could be related to the sensory phenomena or it could be related to the behavioral concern. The next thing is like the child could have some oral ulcers. So, because of vitamin B12 deficiency or because of other deficiencies, he may have oral ulcers, and because of that, he is unable to chew or swallow, and so he has aversion. Next could be because of some dental caries. He may have some dental caries somewhere which you have overlooked, and because of that, again, there is aversion. So that's why the role of examination of the oral cavity is must by a professional to find out the cause that why my child is not eating the food. He may have pain in this joint that is called as temporomandibular joint. So while we chew, we move this joint up and down. So he may have some pain over here, and because of that, he may not be able to have this movement, and that is why he may have aversion. Next cause could be GERD, that means gastroesophageal reflux disease. So, there is a sphincter or there is a tight valve just below our food pipe which connects it with the stomach. But in some children, that could loosen up and the acid from the stomach may come into the food pipe, and that causes a bad feeling or heartburn. And because of that, the child does not feel like eating. So, that could also be one of the cause. Next could be because of severe constipation. So, because he is not passing out bowel movement at regular intervals, so he may have already stored material and he doesn't feel like eating fresh food. So, that also could be one of the reasons. Other reasons could be lactose intolerance or food allergies in the form of he may have peanut allergy, he may have egg allergy, or some other food allergies. And once you serve this food, he may have this gawky feeling or he just doesn't don't want to swallow that food. So the thing is, you have to have a proper history to find out the cause among all these things which I have already described. And because the treatment protocol will totally depend on what the cause is. So that's why a proper history has to be documented by the parents. So once we give this food, he has this symptom, he gets constipation once he had this food, or there is a feeling of he just doesn't like the texture of very sloppy food, or maybe he like very hard food or crispy food. So that's why a history is very important to find out the cause for the feeding concerns. The next is you have to have a very good examination of the oral cavity. The third is you should have a very fixed routines for his diet. That means the timing for the breakfast, the lunch and the dinner has to be there. It has to be served on a table properly at that fixed time so that he inculcate that habit. Okay, at this point of time I have to be on the table and the food would be served and I have to eat it. Next is You should not introduce anything intermittent snacking. So that means between breakfast and lunch, you start feeding with biscuits or some chocolates or some nuts and all. So this is not allowed, because once you in between you do such snacking or giving in food, so the appetite for the main lunch or the dinner just dies off and he doesn't feel like eating that food. Also, you have to look in for the constipation, so make sure that you have good fiber in your diet. Make sure that you give very fibrous diet. So instead of juices, you can give full fruit, because the full fruit has some fiber in it, as apart from juices where the fiber is just thrown off like that. Similarly, you also have to look in for deficiency signals in these children who are picky eaters. So what happens, you are a picky eater, you become deficient in vitamin B12, you become then you have ulcers, and once you have ulcers you again stop feeding. So basically you land up into a very vicious cycle, and so once or all you have to just cut this cycle, and for that you have to know the cause, what is causing the symptoms in my child. So all these causes you have to rule out with the help of some professional. And once you've ruled out, I think your child should be good at eating food. So thank you for the patient listening, and that's all I have you for today. Let's see you in the next video. Thank you so much.